fight, Sasu.
Yes, but they hardly have a choice. I feel like we even saw when Ryukun was the only member left. Ray was very careful not to push them despite that, and now Shuma has gotten a triple and a wipeout to boot. So they are now in the position to get a lockout on PXG if they
is replaced by a heavy-headed.
And right off the top, you have Chocopero getting that 52 to work and getting a triple, just neglecting to splat. Noah going to check that overextension, saying, listen, I'm the last person up, but much like Ryukun in that last game.
And, but FT Win doesn't care. And Biscuit is shredding with the pencil, completely punishing their opponent, and Sammy is there to follow as well.
No, I think this is exactly what you have to do when you're up against this leader, this reckless abandon that we're kind of seeing from them saying, I do not fear the leader, we are just going to push them. Bursty doesn't have that much paint to deal with, so I think 07 Quartet clearly playing for keeps with how they are already giving FT Win a little bit of a taste of their own medicine with this diving.
Yeah, nice opening right there by 07 Quartet, and they're moving in. Getting more splats. What a showing. What an opening. They're already halfway through their points and they're getting more splats.
Yes, not to mention Samurai Kasato has been on that pen, so they are just matching.
In a very, very rough spot, and they get more splats as well.
That was genuinely a really beautiful retake we saw out of FT Win. I think that it can be so easy to fall apart. You see Sam just falling down. They're going to get a double, but not quite close that out with a pick on Samurai Kasato on the pen. So Biscuit asking for a little bit of supplementary work there. They grab that lead back, and right now what they need is to close off that game. And with two of the members down, Jitachi trying to get that pick. It's just two members down, so we'll see if they're able to get it at the end. Sam just getting the picks off here. Two members down, they die in so many, and there is the fact. It's just the pen. A wipeout happens here, and from the jaws of defeat, 07 Quartet keep themselves in this game, Pat. Yes, and it's going to take a while to get back into mid. I was just thinking that FT Win were in a pretty good position. They were looking solid. This is a very unfortunate wipeout to happen here. Time is sort of ticking, and quite frankly, the penalty was looking a little bit deceptive. The VAC comes out. It's not... Really, they're going to have to watch their time here. They're finally out of penalty. They camped all of these jumps that happened here. Sam going to go down as well. It is just Kyo, but Kyo, in the meantime, while he's been camping those jumps, was able to neutralize that zone. So now that is even more penalty. And as a one-man team is able to keep themselves back in the game, especially because that is a delayed wipe there on 07, and we are under a minute left, Pat.
We are going to overtime.
Yes, but everything lies in the balance. Everyone is going to have to make sure that they stay up. Nemu Alpha going to take that, what they thought was a 1v1, but Bursty going to ultimately take that pick. We are just about getting out of the penalty, so the time is ticking, Pat. You see Sam at the edge there trying to get the pick. Those members are down. They are painting strikes. Those strikes. Everybody coming in now. I think that everyone playing super smart there in terms of taking their fights, and it's FT Win that is set up in that top mid, putting all this pressure on 07 Quartet on basically their own counter pick. So there is a lot of green everywhere
against Sam, and now it's 07 Quartet really securing their control over the zone. Biscuit getting a splat, almost getting splatted, but surviving and healing right there. That's a huge presence by the pencil. That's going to allow all of FT Win to go back in. They get the wipeout. They still have the lead. And Sam is going in.
the last thing you want is to be in a situation where FT Win can move up and harass you in your own bats. First, they're going to find a pick on this Crab tank, and Nemu Alpha mistakenly gonna drop there.
Yeah, and Biscuit barely getting away with their life here on the zone, but it's going to be a lead swap for FT Win, although very fragile. Art is scaring me here. Caught in a little bit of a tussle here with Sam. Sam able to get out of that alive, and finally, FT Win sees some blue inside of Utopia's base. Go up here in the front line as well. Rubyton is not seeing the light of day. Sent back to the respawn point, but not before they send Kyo with them. But again, FT Win is finally in a position of advantage out of the entire set. For the first time, they are seeing some sort of light.
Yeah, it's a very good showing here as they actually try and they make actually their first big dent into Utopia for the first time this entire set here. But Utopia is not wanting to try and let this go lightly here. But the push did lead them to getting the zone and at least getting Utopia out of the count for at least a little bit here. Now Art's on the right hand side trying to pull some distractions here. Unfortunately, is shot down by Biscuit here, who's gonna hold the front line as best they can, providing suppressing power as the remainder of FT Win cleans up. Sam gets to looking to try to keep this momentum going. Flow Aura is active right now, but they are gotta turn their attention to the left-hand flanks by both Art and Rubyton, trying to pull some more attention yet again.
Oh my goodness, this may just be what FT Win needs. They are so close. They can taste the victory coming up, but Utopia isn't done fighting. Art's thinking down. That's 2 players down on Utopia, and 1 player's not enough. It's not enough. FT Win and just Biscuit as the sole player in center is able to help bring it home. FT Win sees a win in the set. They are not done. The opportunities that they need to succeed.
Yeah, no, I like this pick from Azure. It really lends credit to a lot of their own team composition, specifically with Volti and on the Carbon Roller, to be able to actually apply a lot of that pressure using those ledges to their advantage here, especially with the E-Leader being able to back it up once they get set up here in mid with a beautiful wipeout as well. They're on their deep end on the right-hand side, pulled so much attention, buying them so much more time for Azure to run away with all those additional points here. And even though they do lose the fight here in mid and lose out their hold, they were able to use that time to just cash in some big payout, taking their 18 points remaining. But now Volti just once again coming and swinging hard, not wanting to let it go. They spill blood in the water and just going ham wild here, getting pick after pick after pick.
I feel like a kid on Christmas, Dark. I am giggling and kicking my feet all the way throughout this. Again, unfortunately, some heavy penalty points to get through here for Azure, but they are in prime position to keep this going, and they have no intentions of stopping. I love seeing the specials being thrown out. They are also being preserved and chained, and Swing has not been able to stabilize at all and getting wiped out. This could very well be the end of the game. We have less than 25 ticks left before the whistle blows, and Thunder in prime position as well. These last 15 seconds, these last 10 ticks, this is all they need, but can they get it done?
I don't think they can. Well, they might be able to, thanks to Yosho on the E-Leader to be able to at least hold it down. They do lose out of the zone, unfortunately, but the presence is still here, giving it the jump-ins for Thunder here to be able to come in and start fighting against the one-on-one players off Swing here. And they do lose a lot of their presence here. Santa getting a nice pick there before, unfortunately, going down. 2 players down, come in and start applying pressure immediately out the gate on the incoming here, being able to potentially even get the lead swap here, or the zone flip in their favor here to just keep this lead in their favor.
And right now, Emperor is just getting the crucial picks that they need to keep this push going. And PXG finds themselves on the back foot, losing players 1 by 1. But as I say, that is 3 down on Emperor. Graze, the last stand, is able to get the trade, but Nagora got the jumps in. It is just Noah here on the active front line, then a vac on its way to prevent them from taking any shots forward. Again, Emperor using that vac, making their way forward. Chiaki here has been doing an excellent job at keeping their team in the play and proving an excellent distraction as well. Seems like Goss was able to see right through that, bringing that cooler to the field. 10 ticks left on the board right here. PXG's last chances arrive. It's only 2 players left on the board. They'll strike some out to do some neutralizing. Goss on the zone, just ever so slightly away from getting the zone, but it's just barely everyone in fighting, and Emperor sees it through.